Tonight on CTV News, the council sends a clear message to the government: no deep sea drilling. A surge in tourism has South Canterbury residents excited, and a campaign urging drivers to show more respect to horse riders is gaining momentum.
Broadcasting across Canterbury, from the CTV studio, this is First at 5.
Good evening. No deep sea drilling. That's the clear message aimed at the government today following the Christchurch City Council's first meeting of the year. The government's proposing deep sea drilling off the Canterbury coast, and that's angering councillors. Here's Emma Cropper.
They've voted no to deep sea drilling. In a submission to be sent to the government, the Christchurch City Council believes the risks are too high to be given the green light.
The economic impact on this city is just, the risks are so high. I mean, as a city and a district, we export agricultural and horticultural produce, and we export it based on an image of clean and green. So to jeopardise all of that for deep sea oil drilling is economic craziness.
Gambling with the future of your city and your country's environment is something you shouldn't do lightly, and the fact is that there is just so much uncertainty and risk behind what's being proposed for deep sea oil drilling. New
Zealand Petroleum and Minerals is the government agency responsible for managing the country's oil, gas, mineral and coal resources. They've been seeking feedback from iwi, Hapu and the council for the go-ahead on their plans, which would see them drilling from South Canterbury to Banks Peninsula.
The idea that it's, now outside of the marine mammal sanctuary, it abuts the marine mammal sanctuary. And so the idea that the oil wouldn't go into there, or that the fish, the Hector's dolphins and others wouldn't swim into that area, or the seismic impact wouldn't affect all sorts of marine species, is just, too scary.
Deputy Mayor Vicky Buck believes it would have a major environmental impact with the drilling too close to the Banks Peninsula Marine Mammal Sanctuary and Docks Reserve land.
We have no capacity as a country to be able to deal with an oil spill that's greater than 5,500 tonnes, just no capacity, and it will take weeks.
Particularly when you think about the fact that as Christchurch and Canterbury, we have some of the most amazing natural landscapes in the world, and so why would you put that at risk for profit, for economic development at the expense of the environment?
The public are excluded from making submissions to the government, but today at the Christchurch City Council's first council meeting of the year, public groups weighed in about what they thought.
I think what we heard very clearly through the submissions today is that people were really concerned. They don't believe it's a risk worth taking, and I agree with them. I think actually when you think about the fact that the public have no right to have a say either, that was something that was expressed.
Despite the council opposing the idea, the Deputy Mayor believes the council's submission won't be strong enough to sway the government.
The massive drop in the price of a barrel of oil from $108 to $48 in the last few weeks might deter the drilling of extreme oil, because it is an extremely deep water.
The only councillor who expressed any reservations about the submission was David East, who says offshore oil drilling has occurred in New Zealand for several years without incident. Emma Cropper, CTV News.
South Canterbury is experiencing a surge in tourism, but just who's coming to town and why? Jared McCulloch has more.
It's been noted as one of the hottest summers on record, but that hasn't stopped the tourism industry in Canterbury feeling the heat of tourists around the region, especially in the Mackenzie district.
The 2014-15 summer is tracking really, really well.
Annabelle says there's been an increase in tourist numbers, most of them from overseas. The numbers show 2014 was up from the previous year by more than 12%.
Obviously the weather's been doing helping tourism a lot, so we're doing really well.
But this part of Canterbury isn't the only place with numbers up. Thousands more people have flocked to Christchurch, visiting Canterbury Museum and its Quake City exhibit, which saw an extra 40,000 people through its doors. And now Christchurch has locked in 2 major conferences to be held in the new convention centre in 2017 and 2018. But in the Mackenzie district, the weather isn't the only thing that's brought numbers up.
We're very accessible in the Mackenzie. Obviously, we're a good route through from Christchurch to Queenstown. So a lot of self-drives, so free independent travellers that come through. So we're encouraging them to sort of stop, hopefully for 2 or 3 nights throughout the Mackenzie, just to enjoy the activities and that sort of thing.
The Mackenzie district spans an area of over 7,000 kilometres squared, spanning from Twizel through to Fairlie and up to Mount Cook.
A lot of international tourists, especially through the summer season. Definitely over half are international markets. So that's really good for the region. But a lot of domestic as well. A lot of New Zealand families are travelling at the moment, obviously being school holidays.
This time of year is peak summer season, with tourists attracted to the scenery in the area. Some of the popular spots include stargazing and discovering the Tasman Glacier near Mount Cook, the largest in the Southern Alps. But with larger numbers comes some more problems, and Annabelle says they're facing a challenge with a shortage of accommodation.
It's quite hard. There's a lot of bookings are made a year in advance, sometimes even just a few months in advance, but for a lot of people that don't make bookings, they do come through and find that there is no accommodation in certain places for them, so they have to look elsewhere, which is a little bit of a challenge. So yeah, we've just got to keep working on that and building infrastructure to be able to hold the increasing numbers coming through.
Accommodation is currently being built in Twizel to keep up with demand. However, more building projects are on the way.
Seen a few plans of new accommodation around Lake Pukaki, Twizel, and also in Tekapo. Tekapo have got proposed 2 new hotels there, which is fantastic for the international market.
The goals for this year are to attract more domestic visitors in the quieter months of April to May and September to October. Jared McCulloch, CTV News.
And stay with us. Coming up here on CTV News, thousands rally to support a horse hit by a driver this week.
I'm selling my home with Gavin Top of Harvey's because I know he'll get me the best possible price. Gavin even guarantees it. His buyer's price declaration guarantee gives me confidence knowing I'll get the best possible price for my house. I know I can trust him because he listens to what I want to achieve and goes the extra mile to get great results. If you want to get Gavin's highest possible price guarantee like I am, give him a call or take a look at his website and he'll get you sold.
Our new companion package is a personalised service for those that need extra help and support. A cost-effective solution for someone who needs more than just a taxi driver. Our drivers are handpicked from our experienced team and specialise in providing the right support and companionship. Home safe every time with Blue Star Taxis.
Welcome to Caltex Redwood. We're a family-owned business proudly supporting our local community. We're open 24/7 for fuel and shop goods, and we have an amazing team of people ready to help you. Save at least 6 cents per litre using AA Smart Fuel cards. We also offer great value on our LPG bottle fills. We have a full workshop and Bridgestone Tyre Centre. Our mechanics and tyre technicians will get your car sorted. Caltex Redwood. We're just down from St Bede's on Main North Road. Caltex Redwood. What drives you?
Welcome back to CTV News. Well, this next item, it doesn't sound like a desirable job, that's for sure, but Ashburton Council workers will be tasked with the job of going through your rubbish.
Getting down and dirty in a bid to save waste. No one's garbage is off limits when 120 random rubbish bins are checked to find out how much food is being thrown out. The rubbish hunt will take place in the Ashburton district. It's one of 43 councils across the country investigating its locals' garbage. Each day of the audit, waste collected will be brought together, then separated into individual categories and measured. Council spokesperson Craig Goodwin says most people aren't aware how much rubbish is being wasted and how much it is costing them. The information collected will help develop strategies for households to save money and keep edible food out of landfills. A move Goodwin believes will also benefit council budgets. The council spends $137,000 a year transporting 900 tonnes of kitchen waste to the landfill.
Well, it feels like it's been a long time in the making, but finally we're getting more details on the shortlisted designs for the earthquake memorial. Marcus Gibbs has the details.
This is the site of the earthquake memorial, and behind closed doors at Sarah, the final designs for the site have been whittled down. Last December, 6 draft designs were published in the Christchurch Press. They included a circular memorial wall with water running over the names of those killed in the earthquakes. It's designed to resemble a Vale of Tears. Another design includes a bridge over the Avon River with concrete walls to concentrate and reflect sound. A ribbon wall design is made from the remains of destroyed buildings and similar to a temporary memorial opposite the former CTV building. These 185 white chairs line a 45-metre table with the names of those killed engraved in the centre. Next month, Canterburyans will have a chance to view the designs when they go on display on the 24th of February, 2 days after the 4th anniversary of the earthquakes. The designs will be on public display at the Christchurch Botanic Gardens on the walkway alongside Canterbury Museum. The public are encouraged to give their feedback on the designs either at the display or on the Central City Development Unit website. Since the draft designs were published in the press, they have been altered based on feedback from the families of earthquake victims, the Christchurch City Council and Ngāi Tahu. The families will have another chance to preview the final designs before the public unveiling, both online and in person, on the 15th of February. Previews will also be held for the Canterbury Earthquake Memorial Evaluation Panel and Steering Group, First Responders Group, Embassies, Ngāi Tahu and Christchurch City Mayor and Councillors. Following the feedback, a panel will then make a recommendation on its preferred design to a memorial leadership group. Associate Earthquake Recovery Minister Nikki Wagner will then make the final decision.
A campaign to raise awareness for a horse hit by a car last week is gaining in popularity. Thousands of people have pledged their support, and the organiser says she's been simply overwhelmed by the response.
Recovering in his paddock after a traumatic experience, 6-year-old standard breed Bodie was hit by a car on Monday, 4 days later, and he's still not quite himself. The once confident Bodie is now too scared to ride along the verge of the road. When Chanel took him for a short trot outside her property, most cars slowed down, but others didn't, spooking Bodie. He's not the same horse he used to be.
He just didn't bat an eyelid at anything. He was very used to traffic. He never used to react like this, and that's what's heartbreaking, is the fact that he's just now so scared. He's not the horse that he was yesterday before the lady clipped him and shunted him along the road.
19-year-old Chanel Smith and her friend Ainsley Tipper were riding their horses Bodie and Nina on the grass verge down Pound Road when Bodie became spooked. Chanel took Nina into the middle of the road to slow down oncoming traffic, but a car tried passing the two horses, clipping Bodie's rear and ripping off a chunk of flesh in the process.
Where it's stitched, we're lucky we could stitch it because obviously it's right on his hind end where the muscle is, and it was a big wide open gash, and the lady actually had a big hunk of the skin on the front of her car.
Photos from the day show the wound on his backside and his flesh on the car that hit Bodie.
I was in the middle of the road with a bright reflective vest on the chestnut horse trying to stop her. She went around me and hit him, and that's her own ignorance and her own fault, and now we have to suffer the consequences.
The female driver has refused to pay Bodie's vet bills, and he now has to be confined to a yard for 10 days, taking antibiotics and painkillers twice a day with his feed until his deep wound heals. Bodie's owners have launched an online campaign to raise awareness for horses on the road to make sure this doesn't happen again. They've been overwhelmed with the response. To date, 4,000 people have shown their support by liking Bodie's page.
We can't believe it actually. I don't even think Bodie can believe it. It's just turned from just a couple of shares from a personal profile photo to hundreds of messages, hundreds of comments, likes, shares.
The New Zealand Transport Agency guidelines say that motorists should slow down when passing horses as to not spook them. Drivers should give the horse and rider plenty of room and stop if a horse appears frightened.
I can't count how many people have messaged us and said, you know, my horse has been killed or injured or hurt or traumatised, or I don't go out on the roads anymore because of it, just because of reckless drivers who just don't take a couple of seconds to slow down or stop or move away. And
some people have criticised the girls for being on the verge of the road, but they say it's their right to do so.
The road was built for horse and cart originally, a long time ago, and they do have a right to be there as much as cyclists, walkers, runners, everything else.
A Canterbury police spokesperson says investigations into the crash are ongoing. 4 days after the incident, police still haven't spoken to one of the witnesses. The spokesperson says it's too early to say who may have been at fault and whether any charges will be laid in this instance. Meanwhile, Chanel is planning to get national coverage for Bodie's plight and a hope that drivers will slow down in the future when passing a horse.
It's just all about respecting each other. Horse riders need to respect cars, cars need to respect horse riders.
Marcus Gibbs, CTV News.
Still to come here on CTV News, the week's business update and the region's weather.
Love music? Love summer? Then Ingham Lazy Sundays in the beautiful Botanic Gardens Archery Lawn is just the thing to get you enjoying the outdoors this summer. Every Sunday through January and February, and it's all free. So take time to recharge with family and friends, relaxing and listening to some great music from top musicians. View the lineup at summertimes.co.nz today. Ingham Lazy Sundays, putting summer into your Sundays.
Avoid the monkeys when it comes to relocating. Trust A1 Movers, a family business since 1993 that guarantees a professional job every time. We carefully handle and wrap your valued items, ensuring they have a safe journey. Secure storage and insurance options are also available.
A1 Movers, the careful, caring moving company.
Oi! We all know the best thing you can do for your body is eat fresh foods in their natural state. The same applies to your skincare. Southern Skin provides a skincare range with fresh, locally sourced ingredients, plus natural preservatives and emulsifiers to produce the best nourishment for your skin to unleash your healthiest complexion. New Zealand olive and aloe skincare for young or old, men, women and children. There is a product in the Southern Skin range for you. southernskin.co.nz.
Welcome back to CTV News. Don't forget to join me and the team tomorrow for the Power Panel returns on News Talk ZB. Dead on 11 o'clock, Labour MP Ruth Dyson and Christchurch Star owner Pierre Smulders will discuss the week that was, including today's hot topic on disabilities and how to get rid of some of the outdated stereotypes we're also guilty of using. Well, now here's Warren Head with the weekly business roundup.
I'm Warren Head from headliner.co.nz. Well, around the world, they think we are the place to be. Stories in the media, of course, about Russian billionaires building bolt holes out here in case things turn upside down in another part of the world. Our Prime Minister in Switzerland, very briefly, but gave a lot of interviews over there and really talked up New Zealand a treat. And last night at the George Hotel, I attended a function by the new Chinese Consul General, Mr. Jin. He was extremely good to listen to about our relationship with China. Talked about the new normal, as he called it, over there. We better get used to China running along at about a 7% growth rate. 7%. Ours is 3%. So that 7% is regarded as cool around the world, but we'll have to get used to that under the new normal. But he also said in his introduction that New Zealand was the star economy. Get that, the star economy. So things are not too bad. Maybe he explains why money has been pouring into our markets. The stock exchange is still going up. It has been pushing higher over the last year with all the reinsurance monies pouring into New Zealand, and that of course has kept the currency high as well. On to this morning, 9 a.m. today, the central bank made its usual statement about the official cash rate, which is the mechanism which the banks trade with each other, which drives the cost of mortgage money to you at home. They kept the OCR, as they call it, at the current level, 3.5%, no sign of it definitely going up, and no sign of it going down either. So stability there, so things look pretty good for the currency. The currency looks like it's going to tick up a little bit. But the Governor of the Reserve Bank did point out a couple of things of interest. He said world oil prices had fallen 60% since June last year. Now what's that translate to at home? National average in mid-2014 at the pump, $2.23 a litre, $1.73 currently, and a bit of competition going on out there to push it even further, I would think. So there's been some optimism around town with money coming out of the back pocket, and this week we've seen an announcement by Hallenstein Glasson about a new flagship store for downtown. Nice to see them back near the old spot that they had. Heartland Bank, looking forward to a better result there, a half-year result coming up of somewhere around 24 million. That's coming out of a better loan book. Things have worked their way through very nicely. That company, of course, was owned by CBS Canterbury, merged with the Southern Cross Building Society in Auckland, and then took over PGG Rights and Finance. So that's the origins there. The thing's starting to move a little bit better for them. Smith City Finance, another retailer, announced that their presence on the block. They used to be called Smith Corp. Kieran Reid, the All Black and Canterbury player, is to front their marketing opportunity, and they are moving out a little bit further, a little bit more widely than usual. Now, Smith City, the retail side, has, of course, a big ledger and behind with about 64,000 accounts operating there for people who like to borrow on high purchase with the appliance for home. And, of course, that's added up to about 72 million a year. Now, what they're talking about is releasing out to the market the opportunity for those customers to raise a personal loan of up to $20,000 per customer. Not on the street, you understand, just for Smith City customers, but it's quite a nice growth opportunity, I would think, for those with good credit records with that retailer. And just to also note that Pacifica, which has been coming into Littleton for some time now, announced yesterday that the Spirit of Canterbury is the name of the new bigger vessel that will go on the coastal port rotation through from Auckland to Littleton, back up to Nelson and north there to Taranaki and on to Auckland. It's a big vessel, 1,100 containers, about 220 reefers. That'll be online here about March, something to look forward to on the shipping front. So I guess people associated with Littleton Port Company are a little perturbed at the news that the port is likely to be on strike sometime about mid-month coming through unless they resolve their differences, which seem to be a little bit entrenched at the moment. I'm Warren Head for headliner.co.nz.
Thank you, Warren. Now time for the region's weather.
Hello Canterbury, taking a look at your weather. Timaru, your high today was 21. Temuka and Geraldine, it was warmer for you, 23 degrees. Ashburton and Methven, it was a high of 22 for you today. Rakaia, 22 degrees for you also. Looking at Darfield, Leeston and Rolleston, a similar day for you today, all sharing a high of 22. Moving along, Lincoln and Christchurch, today's high was 22 degrees. Over in Akaroa now, it was a reasonably warm day for you, 22 your high. Looking north now, and Kaiapoi, Rangiora and Amberley, you all shared a high of 22 degrees. Culverden, Hamner Springs and Cheviot, you stole the region's high today, 24 degrees. And at the top of the region, Kaikoura, slightly warmer on 22. Taking a look at tomorrow's weather, Timaru, there will be low cloud for you and some sunny periods developing with mild and humid northeasterly winds. Tonight's low 15, tomorrow's high 22. Ashburton, there'll be some low cloud at first tomorrow, but sunny periods will develop during the day with a northeasterly breeze. Your low tonight is 15, tomorrow's high 23. Looking at Christchurch tomorrow, it'll be mild and humid for your Thursday with northeasterlies and some low cloud. Tonight's low is 15, your high tomorrow 22 degrees. Taking a look at Kaikoura tomorrow, low cloud for you and some sunny periods developing with mild and humid northeasterlies. Your low tonight is 15, tomorrow's high 22. Let's take a look at the other areas around the region. Temuka and Geraldine, there'll be some cloud around for you tomorrow with a high of 23 degrees. Methven and Rakaia, cloudy day for you with a high of 22. Darfield, Leeston, Rolleston and Lincoln, it's looking like a cloudy one for you tomorrow, all sharing a high of 22 degrees. Over to Akaroa now. Tomorrow there'll be some cloud in the morning, drifting through to the afternoon, your high 22. Further north, Kaiapoi, Rangiora and Amberley, another cloudy day for you tomorrow, with a high of 22 degrees for everyone here. Culverden, Hamner Springs and Cheviot, you are expected to take the region's high tomorrow of 24 with some low cloud hanging around all day. Looking ahead for Canterbury, it'll be cloudy on Saturday with drizzle patches and moderate to fresh humid northeasterlies. It'll turn mostly fine with high cloud and warm north to northwesterly winds on Sunday. Similar picture on Monday too. It will be mostly fine with some warm north to northeasterly winds and high cloud expected, but there will be a change to cooler southwesterlies on Monday night. It'll be mostly cloudy on Tuesday with a few light showers and moderate cool southwesterly winds. And for Wednesday there will be fresh and mild northwesterlies and high cloud expected. And that's your weather for Thursday.
Not a bad forecast at all. Right, before we leave you tonight, some fantastic news for art lovers. Christchurch's quake-damaged art gallery is scheduled to be opened by Christmas this year. It's been closed since the February earthquake, with several reopening dates failing to happen, but now ground remediation work's complete. Base isolation work can begin before the final restructuring of the glass facade. Director Jenny Harper says it'll be tight, but they're determined to make it, and staff will return to the building early September. And that is CTV News for Thursday. You have a great and safe evening.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.